All right, class. Today, we're going to explore something super exciting. Energy. Energy is all around us, and it's what makes things move, grow, and change. You might not always see it, but you can definitely observe the effects of energy. Energy moves through different things in cycles, patterns, and systems. One of the really cool ways we can observe energy is by watching how it transfers from one object to another. So today we'll investigate how energy is transferred by objects in motion, waves in water, and even sound. Let's start by talking about how energy is transferred through motion. Have you ever ridden a bike downhill or rolled a ball across the floor? What makes these things move? The answer is energy. When you push a ball, you give it some of your energy, and that energy makes the ball move. The faster an object is moving, the more energy it has. We call this kinetic energy, the energy of motion. Think of it this way: when something is still, like a soccer ball sitting on the ground, it doesn't have any kinetic energy. But as soon as you kick it, energy is transferred to the ball, and it starts moving. If you kicked it really hard, it would go fast because you've transferred a lot of energy into it. Investigating how energy is transferred in objects that are moving helps us understand how things work in the world around us. Next up, let's talk about waves in water. If you've ever dropped a rock into a pond, you've seen how the water ripples outward in waves. What's happening here is a transfer of energy. When the rock hits the water, it transfers some of its energy into the water, causing it to move in waves. These waves spread out from the point where the rock dropped, carrying the energy with them. The cool thing about waves in water is that they show us how energy can move from one place to another, even though the water itself stays mostly in the same spot. We can investigate how energy moves through water by dropping different objects and seeing how the size and speed of the waves change. Finally, let's talk about sound. Did you know that sound is another way energy moves? When you make a sound, like when you clap your hands or talk, what's actually happening is that you're causing the air around you to vibrate. Those vibrations move through the air in waves, carrying energy to your ears, and that's how you hear sound. These sound waves can travel through air, water, and even solid objects. If you put your hand on a speaker while music is playing, you might feel it vibrating. That's because the speaker is transferring energy to the air around it, and that energy is moving in sound waves. We can investigate how sound energy travels by testing how different materials, like air or water, affect the way we hear sound. So, to sum it all up, energy is always moving and being transferred in all sorts of ways. We can see it when objects are in motion, when waves travel through water, and when we hear sound. Energy is part of many cycles and patterns in nature, and by studying how it moves, we can understand the world better. Whether you're watching a ball roll, dropping a pebble into a pond, or hearing your favorite song, what you're really observing is energy being transferred from one place to another. In our upcoming investigations, we'll get to test all these different types of energy transfer ourselves. You'll get to roll objects, make waves in water, and explore how sound travels to really see these energy patterns in action. So, let's get ready to learn more about how energy moves through our world and why it's so important to everything around us.